I mean, suicide. If you think of why people commit suicide, it's because they think there's no hope and they're lonely. And a lot of times they leave notes really hoping to reach out. This is their last stitch to reach out. But they end it before they get a chance to reach out because they believe the lie that they are hopeless, they have nobody, and nobody understands them. And maybe it goes two ways. Transparency is being transparent with someone, but then it's being transparent back. If you act like you have it all together, and if you act like you're a know-it-all or you're not going through anything hard, you're robbing the person in front of you from their breakthrough. And their breakthrough might be at your wisdom for the pain that you went through. And just because you're not willing to be transparent and share it, you're saying the goodness I've experienced in my life isn't good enough for me to share with you because I want you to have this perspective of me that I've got it all together.
Yeah.
I mean, I thinking in a context of just being in the church, you see churches ruined by that because one person decides to hold an altar life and not be transparent to the fullest.
Yeah.
And for me, from what I've seen is addiction and chains and bonds are only broken when you confess this is what's going on so you can receive the help. Any addict that is going through a rehab, they're going through rehab because they confess, I have an addiction. And you can't get that if you're closed off. And ultimately you see in suicide, you see death. And all of these other things aren't as obvious as that, but I see that they lead to death and destruction, and it's a sad place to be.
I mean, you bring up an interesting point. Like I think like so many times when you think about a building or a church or a community, you think, oh, like I'm gonna be judged because I struggle with this. But the reality is the principles of addiction is the same of any addiction. People say, man, I struggle with cigarettes, or I struggle with porn, or I struggle with lying. Like the same principles are there amongst all of them, and it's extremely hard to break those cycles, those generational curses. And so like I've realized